Oh, Action Jackson.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to CB and the Boys. Happy New Year. We are back. We got a great show for you tonight. So, without further ado, George, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Crystal CB Booker. George Record Boy Homie. Roger Hawkins. Mimi Acosta. Let's go! CB and the Boys, Midweek Motivator. Come on, gather around, get the 411, and let's talk about it.
All right. See, we got a new intro and everything. New year, new intro. This is awesome. So, welcome back, guys. Happy New Year.
Yay.
Happy New Year.
Happy birthday.
That's dope.
Okay, happy birthday.
Yeah. I like that.
That was cool, George. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Very good. All right, guys. So we have a good show tonight. But first, I want to find out how everybody did on our little hiatus. Did you guys enjoy our little brief vacation? Are you ready to get back and get to work?
And I don't know about everybody else, but I didn't stop working on that hiatus.
No, I think I got busier. I don't know what happened. A whole lot kicked in.
Oh Lord. Hey, I just did my usual. Kinda.
I mean, I can say I did get thoroughly inebriated on the New Year's Eve, of course.
Now what's crazy?
It's so bad that I got home at like 7 or 8 in the morning, Sunday morning, and I did not wake up out of the bed until Tuesday.
Come on, G. Come on, man. Like
I completely slept through Sunday. I never even seen Sunday. I never seen a moment of Sunday.
Oh wow!
A moment of Sunday. I woke up Monday in time enough to watch the football game, and then went right back to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Hey, speaking of football, our our hearts and prayers go out to Damar Hamlin. Has anybody heard an update on how he's doing, his condition?
Still in the same condition. They just put out another update about 3 hours ago, and he's still in the same condition. He's still in ICU.
Yeah, he's showing improvements though he is in ICU, so which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Anything better than
Hi, Happy New Year to you.
Right.
Santa, how are you? Happy New Year.
And throw it in a happy birthday. Thank you.
Okay, whose birthday with the happy birthday?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday, George?
Friday.
Oh, happy birthday, George.
Damn.
It's the same as your kids, January 6th.
This birthday coming? This Friday coming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This Friday.
Okay. And
the twins will be 25.
Killing me, Smalls.
Can we just roll backwards just a little bit? We just started with our show with prayers and stuff, which is all good.
Y'all killing me.
Can I get my drink, please?
You already probably had been.
You know what? It's a combination, the 411 and the drink, all a combination. Let me hit you. Let me hit you right quick. Come get the 411 and it's Mimi's drink special. Mimi, let them know what you're sipping on.
I will kick your ass. Whose body was that? Is that the motivation for me to lose some weight? Ooh, Jesus. Okay. So guys, I am I'm working on my Moscato. Okay, my red Moscato. It is absolutely awesome, sweet, lovely. Um, second glass, but we started the show late. I started without y'all. That's just what happened. So of course, you guys know I still got to come into the new year with my ice and my glass and my red straw. For those of you who hating on my red straw, I
Oh
just don't like to
God.
mess up my lipstick. That's just really what it is. Okay, so don't mess up my red straw. It's mine. It's my
Oh,
drink. It's
that
really
part.
good. What is everybody else sipping on? Crystal, let's go.
The Christian Brothers Holiday Nog made with brandy.
Okay, you're finishing your bottle. Okay, we're gonna finish that on tonight. George, what you got going on, babe?
I'll give you one guess.
And
I got my St. James, baby.
George sitting up on local vineyards. All
And
right.
St. James is in the house.
you know what? I was at Walmart looking for that, and it didn't work out well for me. I'm gonna try again.
Yep.
Maybe I need to go to another one.
Not sure if they have in Atlanta, to be honest with you. I don't know if I made it that far, but keep
Oh, so
trying.
probably that's what it is. Well, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna look for it a little bit. I'm
It
gonna take
might
a look.
be regional. I'm not saying it's not national, but I know regionally it's easier to find. So there's that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for busting my bubble. What you drinking, George? Roger.
I'm about to say George made wine. I cracked open got a few new bottles over the holiday. Today I'm going with some grapefruit hibiscus. It's grapefruit infused tequila. So
Ooh.
yeah, we gotta slide up on it. I'm just gonna hit it strictly with some ice. You know how I do, not a whole lot of extra. But
Yeah.
yeah, gotta get a little bit of that going on. So
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I've
That's
been
what's
on
up.
a light. I've been on kind of a light kick lately. You know, I love my dog, but I've been on a light kick. So you know, I'm like this for a minute. Got something new for you next week.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for joining me on that tip. Okay, so check this out, 'cause we got some 411. Of course, my girl Crystal kicked it off. So once again, prayers to Damar Hamlin, his family, everybody out there, Buffalo Bills. That game was. Did anybody really was watching the game when it happened?
I was. Because I was all over it. I'm like, that game meant a lot to a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting how that happened.
Especially being the Chiefs. Because Buffalo lose,
Mm-hmm.
then that puts us as number one seed in the conference.
Right.
That
And there.
that that, that gives you that you gain as number one seed. The Chiefs gain two things:
Mm-hmm.
they gain home field advantage, and they gain first game by week of the playoffs. Those are the two most important things you can have in the playoffs.
And they haven't said anything yet about when the game is gonna resume or nothing, right?
Nope.
There has been no real determination whether they're going to resume it. There's been speculation. They may call it a tie. They may pick up. It's really difficult to say because there's an extra week in the season this year. So there's a lot that's kind of up in the air. But like George said, unfortunately, the implications behind that game were pretty large.
Right.
So in the grand scheme of things, not so much of a big to do to a lot of people now, though, huh?
Yeah, that's a little sad. Okay, so I don't know if you guys moving right along. Once again, prayers to the family, prayers to everyone, prayers to all fans, and hoping that he pulls through. I heard that he is making improvements, so let's just stay prayed up. Moving right along, UFC president Dana White, and I don't know if you guys saw this, was embarrassed after getting caught slapping his wife in the club after she hit him. And both of them said during their little interview that it had never happened before, which I really don't believe that shit.
In public.
How that went down. So both of them were drinking. They were highly intoxicated from what friends and everybody around stated, and onlookers and whatnot. But this is my thing. And I always say this. Women need to keep their hands to themselves. Okay? We always say men should never hit women, da 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 da, all this stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. But women should not put their hands on men because you do not know what level of ounce he is coming with, honey. She might do beep and he might do pop, and she's walking around with a black and blue butt, from what I understand. When
Hey.
authorities got involved, he actually had a mark on his face. So but they kind of like squashed that, and I don't know what it turned into afterwards. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because we talk about this all the time.
You know what's crazy is obviously being here. Vegas is the fight capital of the damn universe, and this is where so much of that stuff happens. Now, when he's being asked to speak about a lot of his fighters and former fighters who had the exact same situations, he's had to kind of take the high road and be middle of the road on a lot of things. What I think is funny is that of course you get caught up in a very similar situation. And we all know, look, people are people, no matter what their occupation. Alcohol has a particular effect on some. So agreed. Is it the first time it's happened? Probably that he's been caught in public, but again, do you really think that's the first time something like that has jumped off? No, I don't. So
Right.
that being said, now people are talking about he should be fired and let go and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, clearly they're not going to let the whole UFC go down the tank because of this one incident. But I mean, something should happen. And I agree with you. Look, it's not like it used to be 50, 60 years ago. So people believe in equal rights and lefts, and therefore you can't haul off without expectation, whether you agree with it or not. It is what it is. So
That's true. And we have our friend Terrell Dowdy. Terrell says, because money is the base of all evil. Go ahead, run with it.
Yeah. Wealthy people don't care about us regular people. They're going to do whatever they can to get up or stay up, including selling your own people out for a come up. I suppose when you talk about money again, I think it's not even that it's, well, the phrase is money is the root of all evil. I believe it's the love of money, greed wise and all that causes people to do that. The
Right.
aspiration to achieve a large amount of money that makes people do weird stuff.
Right.
Agreed. You have to be very, very careful, even more so when you do find yourself around money of what people's motives and things are, because he's right. I mean, obviously people do whatever they have to get to the top of that pile. So you just kind of have to watch your back and look over your shoulder pretty much throughout from there on out. So.
I want to pay some bills. We ain't fighting about nothing. I'd be like, okay, who needs some money?
She said, just pay the bills.
Can we pay the bills, damn it? We ain't gonna be the root of no damn evil over here. I'm gonna be like, hey, what you need?
Yeah, as long as we sharing, huh? We sharing.
Sharing is caring, honey. Anyway, moving right along. Hey, does anybody else have anything to say about this little chick getting slapped? That she shouldn't have hit him.
He shouldn't have. He won't have to tell her twice.
CB? Anything?
I agree. Totally agree.
Okay, because I mean, only the people that stay quiet are the people that are believing hitting first. I just want to make sure you ain't one of them. You ain't over there
hitting first. Oh damn! Is that what that means? You hit first.
I am a lover, not a fighter.
Ah shit! Yes, you are. Okay, so moving right along. Okay, so this is something that I bark about all the time in the industry, right? Because we have people that are out here doing a whole lot of stuff for free and not getting paid. So how about Quentin Miller, who is Drake's ghostwriter, came out and spoke about him not ever getting a check from Drake because he was tied into a 10-year deal with these folks that wouldn't let him out, wouldn't let him do this, wouldn't let him do that. He had to take money under the table, so he never really got credit. I have a whole problem with that whole thing. Because at the end of the day, even as a writer, even if you're tied down to somebody else and you're a writer on somebody else's project, you should be on that split sheet. People don't understand the importance of a split sheet. All of your information goes on that split sheet. You sign off on that split sheet. That split sheet goes off into your publishing company. You get a check. How do you miss that? I don't care who you tie to. How does the company that you are signed under?
Lack of education.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not the company's responsibility. Somebody got his portion.
Somebody got it, for real, for real. I can't see it not happening. I can't see it not happening at all. And Drake, for him being Drake's ghostwriter, he should come up and say something, because at the end of the day, it's not Drake's responsibility for him getting a check. But again, everybody should have been on those splits.
Yeah, but like George said, ignorance basically is not bliss. If you don't know, it's not their job to tell you. And unfortunately, too many people go in blind and ignorant. If you promise somebody who's never had anything a couple $1,000, they're going to give you, they're literally going to sign their soul over. Right. And then when they find out on the back end, they had much more rights and access to more money. Now they're upset because nobody told them. But education first. How many people that come from nothing educate themselves? Very few. That's why artists get taken advantage of. And this has been going on since the beginning of time. It's nothing new.
Yes.
Which is why when you see artists who are educated. They look like they're winning. They're getting what they're supposed to, but they're winning because they didn't skip steps. So be that a ghostwriter, guest appearance, sample, how many people lose every single day? Because production companies and publishing and all that get all the money, they whip your ass with that pen, and you don't read the fine print or have attorneys to do it, and then you look up and you're singing for your dinner at Golden Corral while somebody else is making money off of your likeness.
Right.
I mean, sad.
That's the part. And like we were just saying, people just don't know. And like when you were just saying, they throw money at you, you take it, but you don't know what you're giving up in the process. Yeah. It's like selling your soul, literally. Yeah. And they don't understand that.
That's right.
They don't get it because they don't know. They're not educated as far as the music industry. The music industry, at the end of the day, is still a business, the music business. Right. And you have to educate yourself on the ins and outs of that business if that is the business that you're choosing to go into. And it's a crazy business, and you got to know, because they're not going to tell you, because it's not in their best interest to tell you. So,
and just real quick,
Asia Cox right there. Comment was on.
Shout out Asia.
Her comment is on Dana White, and you see what she says there. She actually had 2 back-to-back comments.
Yeah, she does. Okay, so the first one was, at the end of the day, people should do the work of managing their emotions. People need to realize these types of scenarios happen in the first place, hence today's topic. Exactly. Right? When you have money, you cannot move the same. Some things you can't just do. Some places you can't just go.
This now we'll get back to this on later on in the topic, because that kind of flows into what we're talking about when she says having money and not being able to move the same. I agree. It comes down a lot to who the company you keep and having to separate yourself. You just can't move with everybody. Everybody can't come along. Dead weight. So yeah, I can agree with that. And I think we've got some really good points going on.
Yes.
The industry is what it is. Education is everything, but people get taken advantage of because, look, take somebody who's starving. You may have a single parent, multiple children, living in poverty, and then someone comes along and goes, "Hey, your son can sing or dance, or your daughter can sing or dance, or whatever. I'm going to give you guys $10,000." That's enough to get people out of a certain type of a situation. Even though down the road it could be 10 million, but they don't have the time or the income to wait. And so, unfortunately, time and time again, people have gotten taken advantage of and end up worse off financially than they were before they ever signed the contract.
That is so true.
It's so bad. And then the people that start, I think about people like Jermaine Dupri, who took advantage of those artists. Puffy has done it. And I mean, hell, Quincy Jones was the worst. But like CB said, it is a business. Sorry, guys. That's why, as much as you may hate his rap, because he can't really, one of the smartest cats out there, hands down, is Master P. Hands down. He won. He won, and he keeps winning because he understood what value he had. He knew what he brought to the table, and he was not willing to negotiate unless it was on his terms. I mean, you have to give him credit. He's one of the very few that knew how to go about that and was not afraid to walk away, and therefore he wasn't into anything. So, yeah, I agree. All that to say, I definitely agree with Asia. Money, you gotta move. You gotta move a little more differently. You can't carry everybody and bring them with you. Otherwise, you'll end up right back where you started, on the steps, talking about the same shit before you got popular or famous or whatever.
Yes.
Rocking on.
You see Darrell's comment.
Right.
I also believe our culture is being derailed backwards, because if the masses in our communities are educated to the facts, cans and hoods drop colors, black and brown, join hands under our original culture. The U.S. as we know it will flip upside down, and I can put my money on it, will send us into a racial civil war. And we all know who will lose in the end. We will be the kings again, as we were thousands of years ago. That combined with money equals chaos. You know what? He's got a point. And the thing is, it's fear that keeps us where we are. And basically what fear is is not knowing, because that's what you're afraid of, is not knowing what's going to happen. So if people live in fear, they live, not trying, not understanding, not knowing, not even wanting to, because they're afraid. And that's when you let fear rule you, and you can't do that.
Right. Hey, JJ, Happy New Year to you too, sweetheart.
Hi, JJ. Happy New Year.
And I was running my mouth earlier. I think I saw my brother up there. I said it. One love. Happy New Year to you, my brother.
No doubt. All right. What else you got, Mimi? I know you got a list of it.
No, I really don't have a whole lot. I only got one more. Because I saw it earlier. Because after that whole thing happened with Damar Hamlin, your girl was shot. I was just like, you know what? That's the highlight of my topic. I'm not gonna do anything else. And then earlier I saw a couple of little things, and I was like, I want to talk about this, that, and the other. Anyway, this crazy man in California decides that he's gonna drive his Tesla off a cliff with his wife and his kids in it. He is being charged with attempted murder and child abuse. I don't get what is in here with people nowadays, whether it's bills, arguments, or fights, or I want a divorce. But driving off a cliff, and it's crazy because the whole entire family lived. 2 kids, wife, himself.
Right.
Can you imagine how scared they were?
250-foot cliff in California. That ain't no joke.
No,
everybody lived.
Shit, a 25-foot cliff is scary, so I can't imagine. But you know,
do you know what God said? God said this is not the time for none of these to be up here. They need to stay right where they're at, babies and all.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, that is that's absolutely crazy. So people, man, get in your mind, get right with your mind, and yeah.
Well, sometimes easier said than done, but I'm glad they lived, and I'm glad he lived to face the music. So there's that.
Yeah. There's that. Hopefully everybody's okay. But anyway,
it's crazy. Wow.
Goes back to abuse. Not for 2023. An argument. Deuces. Anyway, yeah.
Wow.
So look, that's it for me on my 411s. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I don't know if you guys got 411s. I actually saw a whole lot of 411s coming up on the chats. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna drown.
Yeah, it's stuff everywhere. So that's what's cool.
Yes, everybody got juice. So who else got juice?
Well, my 411. One of the things that I dropped in the chat was this man, and this was on social media, came across my feed. This gentleman proposed to his longtime girlfriend. I think it was like after 10 years. Mm-hmm. And she complained. She was like, I don't want that now.
I saw that.
I don't.
That's a good one. So wait, was that the one where she complained she was not happy about the ring or the proposal?
Yeah, she wasn't happy about the ring or the proposal. And actually, it was a beautiful ring from what I saw. I was like, what is
okay, so what's your thoughts on it?
I think she got another man. Personally, I think that's what it is. I think she has another man.
At the 10 years?
Right.
It happened. She was probably waiting for him, and it wasn't happening fast enough for her. So,
and when he finally did it, she flips. That's some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
She wanted out.
Exactly. And then there was another one where this guy took his girlfriend to Cheesecake Factory. Shout out to Cheesecake Factory. And she got on social media. You saw that? She got on social media. She was stunting like, girl, I think tonight is the night. I think he's gonna propose. And she's doing the tongue and all that shit. And she sits down and he's there looking at the menu. And she was like, are you proposing tonight? And he looked at her dead in her eyes and said, why the hell would I do that?
Wow.
Oh no.
That's a whole lot of wow.
And she says, well, you brought me here. This is just beautiful. You're not proposing? And he was like, no. He was like, let me tell you what you are. You are company and you are comfort, for sex.
Oh, wow.
He told her,
but you know what?
You're good. And she was like, but this is beautiful. She's like, that's good. That's good. We should propose. And he was like, no.
I'll be honest with you. I think
Oh, wow.
that was all contrived. I think that was a setup because I don't think there's any way you could really do that to a sister and not get stabbed. So I think it was set up for views because no way.
I wouldn't see that. I've seen videos with guys in the mall proposing in front of everybody, and the female's like, no,
Nope.
you know.
I have too, but ain't nobody gonna gush over being proposed to at Cheesecake Factory as opposed to somewhere
Oh,
else.
she was good. She thought it was a surprise that he brought her there to surprise her.
I mean, is that where they met or something? Because otherwise,
Or maybe he's never taking her to a place to eat before, except like,
bless her heart, she's got really low standards. So that means she's easy to please.
Well, according to him, they're like friends with benefits.
Right.
But it's one-sided. So what do you do if in your mind you're a couple, but in your partner's mind, or I guess you could say your booty call's mind, he's thinking that's all it is.
Well, then guess what? That's all it is, Pepe.
So right, that part.
Right. It is what it is.
Let's get jiggy with it too, baby. Hope you can handle it.
But hey, check this out. On that 411 tip, what do you think about what Terrell was just saying? I pulled up a little video on it, about Aaliyah's case. You heard about that?
What?
Aaliyah's case being reopened.
What?
I mean, there's always information that gets buried, so it might surprise you.
They coming at the R. Kelly with all the ammunition, boy. If he even try to sneeze, they coming up there.
Well, here's one of the here's a little post about it. I'll play this right quick.
Okay.
Evidence that Aaliyah's death was planned is starting to stack up, and it looks like Aaliyah could finally get her justice in 2023.
When Aaliyah died for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say?
Who did? Who got paid $90 million?
Hey, it is all over. It was in the last 3 days. It is stuff all over about.
There's a lot of information that can incriminate not only R. Kelly but Jay-Z's tied up in there, Diddy's tied up in there. There's a lot of these people are all kind of right on the cusp of going down. They've made, believe it or not, quite a few people disappear for the. Unfortunately, black artists are worth more dead than alive. Sad but true.
Yes.
For one reason or another. and so again, is there any surprise there? No, not at all. It's all about who's going to get incriminated and who's going to have the finger pointed and who's going to get, who's going to take the fall.
Yes.
So
everybody is coming from behind the walls with all the dirt on everything and everyone. Did you guys see the one with Gabrielle Union?
Mm-mm.
So this is a recent one with her and her ex, apparently this guy that she had dated, and I think they both were cheating on their husbands at the time with each other or something or the other, and they just posted all that stuff about her. And every time I see a post about it, I'm going like, why would you all bring up her past now? Like, what did she do to even?
Because this country loves dirt and messy shit. We love it.
So they're bringing out all the dirt on everyone and everything and anything. It's just out. Everybody's
one big reality show. That's all the U.S. is. One big reality show.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, okay. And you guys are bringing up her
right,
dirt.
and it's like, and now what? What are you gonna do? Because that stop her from doing her job well. But
right. Ain't gonna stop that little chick, honey. That little chick be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no surprise with that.
Yeah. Well, guys, moving right along. Anybody else got some juice? George, I know you got some juice. I know you got some videos or something going on up there.
George got some Kool-Aid.
Oh no, I'm checking out the chat with our listeners and watchers. Boy, they are on it tonight. They are on it tonight.
Hey,
Tell Terrell pick a country.
It's like let's
Terrell.
Tell him pick a country in Africa. Which one you been to that you like the best?
My light skin ass would end up missing.
Now, mammy,
pick one, Terrell. We rolling. Rolling.
There you go.
Or not. Be an empress at one of them villages. They'd be like, who is she?
I'm gonna do like Eddie Murphy said years ago.
And you gonna go find you a big bush bitch with a bone in her nose.
Right. Riding bareback on a buffalo.
On a Jeep. Give me Free George. Give me half.
Real soon you want to go to Ghana.
Okay.
I can arrange that. I got a homeboy over there. I've been.
Watch what you ask for on this show, honey. You might just
Right. We got you.
Get
We
it.
got you. I'll tell you where to go, where not to go.
Hello.
Did you not see the airplane on the intro?
That part. Hey, and land is cheap. Now
we
what?
like people under the ground. We get around.
Right.
Hey, land is cheap over there too. For real. That's what's happening.
Hey, watch it, Terrell. That's our favorite saying.
Let's go. Yeah.
That part.
All day
That's
long.
our mantra.
That part. We gets it, we goes. That's how we does. That's how we does.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, you know what? We're gonna take this moment right quick and take a little pause for the call.
All right.
Hey everybody, it's me, CB. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you conversation, motivation, music, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. So tune in. Let's talk. Join us as we shake things up and talk things out. CB and the boys. Join us for your Midweek Motivation. See ya.
Oh.
불타오르네.
I'ma make you pump like that. 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 Just like that.
Hey everybody, let's get together and feel alright with CB and the Boys radio show. Join us every Wednesday for your Midweek Motivator, offering you music, conversation, motivation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. One love.
We are back.
Go sit down somewhere.
He said it.
Have a
Yeah,
seat.
welcome. Now I said it.
And we all said it.
We said it. So do we have any sports and fitness, Raj? If not, we'll jump on our topic.
Oh, slow your roll, child. Slow down.
Man, we got some sports and fitness, man. It's
I got all that shit. She's going right.
Oh yeah. Fitness tips with Roger Hawkins.
Booties. It's all about the buns. Yeah. So y'all know me. Uncle Raj loves a good challenge. And I got one for y'all, of course, to kick off the new year. So this is something Mimi asked me about a while ago, and I said I was going to get around to it. So here we go. I want to start with what I call the jump rope challenge. Now, I know a lot of people gonna go, oh, I don't jump rope, I haven't jumped, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing about skipping rope, jumping, whatever you want to call it. Because it's the most simple form of total aerobic type fitness in its total body. It can transform you basically just by doing a little bit a day or every other day. So what I want people to do, I'm challenging people to work your way up to, first off, I want you to work your way up to 100 skips, 100 jumps, or whatever you want to call it. Then I want you to work your way up to 5 minutes consecutively. That's going to take some doing. So take in intervals, 1 minute in a row, 2 minutes, etc. But that what you're going to find is that you're going to definitely start to firm, tighten. You're gonna burn calories. It's amazing because you don't have to go to the gym. You can take a rope anywhere and just make it part of your regular routine and watch what happens. There's lots of stories all over the internet of people that have lost the baby weight and this and that and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really good for that. It's really simple. So I want to issue this jump rope challenge starting out the year.
George is excluded from this shit. He's over there shaking his head with his tall, lanky ass that can eat anything in the world.
George can't jump.
You don't, you don't understand. What you said, that part, George can't jump. So my first thought in my mind was, first thing I'm going to ask you is there a
what's
low impact jump rope technique that I can take
I
advantage
mean,
of?
in theory, yes.
Do the action.
Yes, there is. There is a low impact.
In theory, yes, there is.
There is a low impact. And let me tell you, this makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And it's $169. For $169, you can have a ropeless jump rope.
What?
Bam! Right there. A ropeless jump rope.
Why are you shitting on Roger's parade, man?
I ain't shitting on my parade. Hey, I'm the one on here that can jump. So I'm just on my parade.
I'm just saying.
That's funny though.
I'm missing a bunch of my rope, and you want $169 for it?
And you know what?
$169. I want the rest of the rope.
Shit, I don't want the rope. That rope needs to make a sandwich. But I've seen that. Listen, I've seen that, which is why it's funny to me. Okay, so Jessica has mentioned what I knew a bunch of women were going to say. What if you have these? So I'm going to say a couple of things for that. One, I mean, I know really good, supportive
sports bras.
Sports bras are costly, but for posture and things like that, you know, it's probably something that should be entertained anyway. Second of all, there's still ways to work into that with low impact. It's not about jumping up high and all that. It's really a lot about the repetitive motion and things like that. Again, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So we can't look at like, what about I can't do this, that, and the third. If you can do one, do one. If you can do four, do four. The thing is, if you stay the course, you will find that in time, you will surprise yourself with how far you can get just by using this one apparatus. So of course people go, I don't jump, I don't do this. No, it's called jumping rope or skipping rope or whatever the case may be. I promise if you walk up steps or get out of your bed or whatever, you raise yourself, your feet, your bodies more than a couple of inches. So
I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna share this video. So I'm just gonna tell you where to go look it up. Go to YouTube and
you can find all kind of motivation.
Jump roping with big boobs. And there's a whole list of videos on there to show you how to jump rope with big boobs.
There you go. Now, no excuses. No excuses. George just gave you the answer. He gave you the key to the kingdom. So go ahead. Listen. Figure out how to hold one titty and jump and do something. I don't really know, but you gotta work with me. You gotta work with me. So I do understand, ladies.
Before we go any further, because I just got a feeling. I got a feeling we're gonna need this tonight. So hold on one second. Everybody hold this thought.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Okay.
Kitty. Hey, I'll be waiting. I will be waiting, and I want to see your progress. And like I said, I might get a black eye watching from the screen, but that's all right. I want to see your progress, girl.
Send it, Jessica. Send it, honey. Let's go.
But you know what? That's a good idea.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
So our email address is
everybody jumping rope needs to everybody needs to send us a video of them jumping rope.
That's it.
Hey, I'll go first.
In the video.
I'll go first. I'll make one because there are lots of ways to do it. And again, it's for everybody, but it's like anything. I mean, everybody's going to be on a different level. So yes, there's so many
Jessica
ways
just beat you to it, Roger. So Jessica, I'm going to hold you accountable for sending in your video. I'm going to say by
you ready to go to bed
by
anyway.
Sunday. So by Wednesday, we have everybody's videos. I'm excited about it. I'm going to do it myself. And CB, you got to do it.
We need to have them by Tuesday so that I can have them prepared for Wednesday's show.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I actually said by Sunday or by Monday. What I said. Anyway. Look,
that'll make me really happy if you guys actually. And here's the thing: we can do before and after. We can do now and later. We can pick a time frame and go, okay, let's see what we look like after 30 days or after 90 or whatever you want to do. But I think that's great. It's accountability. That's what it boils down to.
Definitely.
See, if we have to pull each other out on the carpet, we all see it. So I like that. I know a few people worked with me on my last challenge. I was proud of everybody that did it. And I'm not saying stop doing that either. I'm just saying we're adding to that. So don't be looking, I can't, no bullshit.
So I can do 3 push-ups now.
There you go. See, girl, when you do 5, you're gonna be ready to do jump ropes with kids. So
George, I don't think you left that up long enough. You need to leave that up for at least about 15 seconds.
Something.
Oh, okay.
I'm scared to do the jump rope because the San Andreas fault might go, and then California will be washed away. And
you know what?
They said that 10 years ago.
I don't know how bad that is or not, to be honest with you, but okay.
CB, what did you just say? What is that about?
Mimi, just never mind.
Okay. I was meant to miss it, right?
Just never mind. Just never damn mind. Yes, George.
George at cbandboys.org. Okay, this is where you're gonna send your
accountable. I need these videos.
JJ, yes, honey, send it in, mamita. Yes. Oh my God.
Hey, so what are we gonna do for the best progress? I wonder. Like I said, I don't know. We're gonna get a specialized jump rope. Let me see. We're gonna get you a ropeless jump rope, or we
they'll get a nice prize.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I like to give away.
We're gonna get the best video of some kind of gift.
Whatever we do, we're not gonna send you to Cheesecake Factory to overdo it, okay?
Touche, Mimi, touche.
You will not get a food certificate.
It's not going to be a restaurant voucher. No, that's for sure.
Not that one anyway. That's for damn sure.
No, it might be to a gym, it might be to a course, it might be to a Zumba class or some shit, but you is not going to eat no food.
So okay, so but yeah, I love it. I love that we're onto that. So I had to get that out of the way real quick. Now I do have sports. I'm just going to really kind of piggyback what we were talking about, but I'm going to take it a step further. So of course we all know about DeMar Hamlin's situation. It is what it is when it comes to what upsets me more is if for people. Okay, let me backtrack. Do you guys know? Have you seen Skip and Shannon show Undisputed? I know George has. Do you know who I'm talking about? Skip. Okay. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp have a show. Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Fame tight end, played with Denver. Skip Bayless is an old white man who knows stats and facts, but he's not an athlete, but they have a pretty good show. Long story short, in the past few weeks, Skip Bayless has really gotten out of pocket about quite a few things. I mean, he's a huge Tom Brady fan, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't like, Mahomes, so they fight about that. He and Shannon go back and forth. So their relationship has already been kind of strained, but I think it went over the edge, and now kind of the whole world is coming for him because he was really insensitive after Hamlin got hurt. Long story short, he spoke the truth, but it was how he did it. He basically said they needed the game to continue because a lot of things were riding on that game, kind of like we just discussed a few minutes ago. The problem is you can't say that when people are emotional when their brother has fallen. See, Skip doesn't understand that because he played JV basketball or some goofy shit. If you've ever been on a team, if you ever understand the tight knit fraternity that is any professional sport, anything, he'll understand why he should have kept that commentary and held his peace for a while. He just really just bypassed the fact that this young man's life has changed forever and said, hey, man, we got to get this game played. The NFL needs to know what the outcome is. It's a business. It's playoffs, which just said to me that that's a 71-year-old white man who didn't give a shit about a 24-year-old black man whose heart stopped in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. And so this just shows the great divide in sports because you got to realize Shannon is in our age demographic. He's a Hall of Famer, hasn't played in a few years, and is still a beast and could go play again. And then on the other side, you got Pawpaw Skip, who hasn't done jack shit, but because he's got half a brain, he's gotten himself a lot of places in the world, and he's very, very desensitized to any of our plight. He doesn't care. And so to him, he was like, hey, this is money. There's money to be made. You guys are wasting my money. That's how we equate to them. I'm sorry, guys, but it's the proverbial old school run, nigga, run. If he can't do it, get him off the field and keep it moving. And so the sports world is definitely in an uproar. There's a huge divide because people – I commend both teams. Let me just say, I commend both teams for what they did.
Let me chime in on this part of it a little bit, though.
Okay.
Being one that tries to put the shoe on both foot, you know what I mean? I try to look at it from both sides because is a huge. First of all, let me start out by saying I think they did the right thing by suspending the game. I do think they did the right thing in my opinion.
But who is they? Who is they?
Whoever made the decision, which happened to be the teams and not the NFL.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
But also people have to know their history because there's a lot of people that don't know their history. Part that he's coming from that what's the name wasn't even thinking about. Shannon Sharp probably wasn't even thinking about. And that's the fact that this isn't the first time it's happened. And they repeatedly said this is the first, nothing like this ever happened before in the NFL. Wrong.
Yeah, that's not true.
Chuck Hughes, Detroit Lions.
I was about to say it would have only been the second, but that was in 1950.
No, 71.
Or 70, it was 50 years.
1971.
Yeah, 50 years ago, I should say. But you're right. The thing is, I see what you're saying. It is a business. Make no mistake about it.
When that happened, they didn't stop the game. Yeah, they carted him up. They carted him off the field and kept on playing.
But you know what's crazy, and you and I both know, in this hypersensitive ass world right now, that would never
exactly.
You can't even say certain things.
Times change, people change, and you talking about 4 or 5 decades worth of changing right there.
Absolutely, to some degree.
So it's a whole different mindset than was then. And
I see both sides of the coin. I do. It is a business, and here's the sad part about it: if you die today, your job is going to box your shit up and keep going. The company can't stop. But I think in a situation such as this, when they have options, it's not like the whole ship will sink if this doesn't happen. They will find an answer. I guarantee you. Here's why I think I take it to heart, and I'm sure a lot of people do. In college, I had a classmate, a young man who was 18 years old. He literally, the night March Madness starts, a lot of colleges, they have intramural basketball tournaments. It's a real big thing. They celebrate at midnight. I walked into the arena. This young man that I knew was on the ground, just like Hamlin. His heart fibrillated and he died at 18 in front of all of us. So until you see that shit, you're not going to keep playing after that. Nobody was the same. Nobody was right. So I know for people on the outside,
you had two people.
Man, it's just a game.
You had two people here locally that have had that because they've had them on the news for the last 3 days. They've been on the news talking to them about this scenario because we've had 2 people, high school students, that They both played football. One's alive, one's dead. One died on the field right there.
No, and this is my thing.
The other one,
what I'm saying
he
is
had a heart attack, but it left him with brain damage. And they
is
interviewed him on the news and everything.
right. So you understand where I'm coming from? I get
those
that
kids were all a mess.
if you can't relate, it's one thing. Look, it's hard for me to feel empathy for people across the world that died in a tsunami or anything. You're like, oh, that's messed up. But like I said, if a week prior you're playing football with a guy, and then you walk in and somebody's on the floor, and the same thing, they're trying to do CPR, and then they pronounce him dead at the hospital, and you got a college full of kids there, it's different. You look at that and go, you know what? That game doesn't mean nearly as much, does it? To the billionaires that are paying these guys to play a fucking game. So I think that's why people like me and a lot of other people are super passionate and upset about it. I'm not mad at the truth behind what was said because it is a business. I think where everybody is upset is the level of insensitivity that was displayed when Skip.
Right.
Again, I'm sorry, you got a 71-year-old old white man who basically can't let go of certain beliefs in his heart, and he's kind of like, "Hey, what's the big deal? You like move this shit along." That's really how it came off. Now he may not have felt like that, but then he doubled down on it and refused to remove the tweet and or apologize, and that really sent everybody into overdrive. So I think there's going to be a lot more fallout behind it. But I'm saying all that just to say timing is everything, folks. And so this is a big to do. So whatever happens, happens. I hope they do it fairly because don't get me wrong, as much as we pull for our boys, here's the real truth of it. And I was going to say this before any of that happened. I was going to come on this show and go, listen, I know a lot of people are going to be unhappy with me, but right now my boys, the Chefs, are probably the fourth best team in the league at the moment, and they only moved up because Philly fell off. And I'm only saying that because it's true. We're literally playing like the fourth best team, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to love them. It doesn't mean I'm not riding with them. It just means, and two of the teams that are up there are the two that just had that game postponed. That's why it was so important. But in the grand scheme, is it really that big of a deal now? Those guys are out there hurting, man, because they play with people. They play with these gentlemen. And I'm not trying to kind of make this a whole boohoo session, but I'm just telling you guys, I played football. When I played arena football, I played against a former teammate. We injured him and he died later. And I know he got injured against a team that I was on. I remember when we did it. And he was a nice guy. And he had a hole in his spinal in his spinal column. Fluid leaked into it. He took a nap and didn't wake up. So forgive me if this shit drives me crazy, but I know how this shit plays out. That man's family doesn't have him anymore because of this game. It's a game.
Right. Which brings me to Yesenia, Jessica, I'm sorry, to Jessica's comment. She said, I just had a family member pass for the same thing. He was playing basketball. I think it was the way he said it. You are so right, Mama. Yes. And our condolences to your family.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know. You just don't know. And that's the thing. It's nobody's fault. That's the thing. It's nobody's fault. The way that it happened, and I was kind of joking. I was like, actually, when he and the other receiver hit each other, it was damn near a textbook tackle. I mean, helmet was across the right way, shoulder pad was. It was damn near perfect.
Everything was right.
Yes.
It was just a freak thing. It really was. I mean, but it was a concentrated force in a small area. And he went into atrial fib. That's exactly.
And it could have happened to anyone. You know,
absolutely.
It all depends on everything about these guys going out there in the field. You know, whether you're eating right, whether you're taking care of yourself, whether you're. But it could happen again. It could happen to anyone. There was no fault. There was no, oh, this guy hit him too hard. There were no flags. There was none of that stuff. It's just something that happened.
I've thought about something different on that aspect. I think that they ought to, and certainly I can't be the only person to even think about this, but they ought to maybe relook at and reevaluate the design of those chest pads because, well, they lace in the middle.
Yeah.
They lace in the middle.
Yeah.
So that creates a separation right there they move independently. They can move independently.
And the heart is
So
not
if
all the
he
way to the
hitting,
left like people think it is.
yeah, and if he and with that type of impact based on what happened, if one side shifted more than the other,
Right.
that's straight penetration right above the heart.
Yes.
Whereas if it had been
Again,
all one
I
piece,
really,
it had been all one piece, that force would have dispersed.
you know, and I think
he's-
that I think
and
they
you
are
know,
making.
he's a little dude. So any harsh impact, even if it was added, you know, over a period of time, you know, and
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, it's literally only so much you can do. It's just a violent sport. I mean, the equipment they use now, it's laughably light years ahead of the equipment that I use, and I'm not that far removed from the game. So it's just one of those you can only do so much when you have collisions of these big, strong, faster guys. Like everybody now is faster and stronger than they were 20 years ago. Way
Right.
faster and stronger than they were 40 years ago. So I mean, it's a freak thing. It happened, but I think Skip has been very insensitive back to that because again, Shannon Sharp's older brother Sterling was temporarily paralyzed from a football hit when he played. See, you think Shannon doesn't have a reason to be, you know, to be really, really into something like that? So there's a lot that goes into it. I just think sensitivity plays a part. You know. So anyway, we'll see what happens, but I think I just definitely think that, you know, this isn't the last we're going to hear of it. So, you know, there's that. But you know, I think my man's going to make it through, and he'll do all right. He's a good guy, good kid, man, good guy. Bam. Oh.
Okay, that deserves a sip.
That's it. That deserves a sip. I can't pour one out for my boy, but I can sip for him.
Yes.
I'm sipping for you, Mr. Hamlin. I'm sipping some hibiscus for you, baby.
It's gonna come around like, whoa. Yeah.
Crystal, what about you? It's a lot going on the movie scene. I don't see a whole lot of advertisements going on. You got anything to talk about?
Hell, now look at her face.
That was a no.
Who does that?
Negative.
All I can say is Black Panther's still playing, so everybody go support. Avatar is still playing, everybody go support. Yeah,
you shitty.
Yeah, you shitty for that. Oh, listen, check it out. It's not a movie. But I'm not much of a watcher because I don't have a lot of time. But just here lately, I've had an opportunity, and y'all gonna look at me crazy, but I promise you, there's a Netflix series out called Wednesday, like from the Addams Family. That shit is fire. That shit's fire. It's not a movie, but that shit's fire. That little girl, Ortega, whatever her name is, she plays the part to a T. She's a twisted. It's a good show. I'm mad that I even love it. I'm mad I love it, but it's a damn good show. So check out Wednesday. That's my contribution to the Fillmore.
You know what? I've been binge watching Netflix for like the last 3 days at night because I haven't been able to go to sleep. And I must have passed that movie about 4 times.
Oh, God.
Since you said that, I think I'm gonna have to click on it next time.
I think you would it would be surprisingly better than you think. I think anyway. I mean, it's pretty cool. I just love the way her expression.
I'm an Addams Family fan anyway. I like
you'll like it because she carries the torch well because Christina Ricci did a really, really good job. And this young lady takes the mantle and she carries it well, which doesn't happen very often. So, and Christina Ricci's in it too, by the way. But no, I think you'll like it. If you're a fan, you'll like it. So there's that.
Did y'all see what JJ said? JJ said, I refuse to sit for almost 4 hours to watch Avatar. Y'all can have it. I'm really with you on that. For real.
Yeah,
it's not as good as the first one. I'll be honest.
I really ain't gonna do it.
But the cinematography on this is still on point. The visuals are beautiful, stunning. And be rest assured that there's going to be another one, which will probably come out next year.
Or maybe in the next 5 or 10 years.
Right.
But anyway,
like 2 more.
Right, that part.
When you have control of your system at home, you know, if you can pick it up however you can pick it up, then you can watch like maybe an hour and a half, then come back, and then watch an hour and a half, and then come back within like a week time or something. I don't know. I don't know who does that, but that's a lot of freaking time though. But The first Avatar was pretty long. I sat through it just because I love color. I love color and story and all that bullshit. I just can't sit through it again. I had to break it up.
Yeah, it's not bad though. I mean, it goes by fast. You look up and then it's over. And you're like, I can hear that.
Okay.
4 hours. Listen, 4 hours. That's half a shift at work. If I'm not getting the hourly, I'm not happy about that shit. Anything I got to do that long, I got to get paid for.
Yeah, but it holds your attention though, and it draws you in. It's not as good as the first one, but it takes up where the first one left off. The plot, the storyline makes sense, and it it leaves you with the cliffhanger, so you know it's going to be another one, and then it'll be another one after that. So
well, you're talking to Americans. Americans, porn doesn't even hold our attention for 4 hours. That's how bad we are. But okay, I'll take your word for it.
Well, this film has already broken records. It broke the It broke the record from the first film for sure, and
I did hear that.
They were at $1 billion in 2 weeks.
I mean, James Cameron, he's notorious
Which
for
is
making blockbusters. But
2 weeks,
JJ, you stupid.
dollars. 2 weeks.
I'm through with you, JJ. We're gonna put you in timeout.
Right, fire her.
In Emma Stone. Emma Stone was good though.
Some people don't.
Pretty good.
Technically, JJ, it's a blue movie.
Right.
The people are blue.
Right. You go from black to blue. You just don't hate color. You racist. Damn.
It was good.
Hey, man, y'all losing your mind. All right.
So I recommend those 2 films. They're really good.
Okay.
For sure. Both are long, but they're good.
Okay. Okay, I just want to bypass my movie segment. Okay.
The George didn't play it, so
Right.
Yeah.
She couldn't be like,
I didn't get my intro, but it's okay.
Oh, well, shit. Did you have something?
Now, let's check out the movie with Crystal C.B. Booker. In retrospect.
Thanks.
That was in retrospect.
Right.
Well, they're
like
coming
this.
where I don't get cut off. Like, seriously. This is becoming a regular thing.
Oh. So what happened was you got a demand for your segment intro, honey, because sometimes, folks be
Most of the time she start without it.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
pointless.
just had to cut her off. I had to cut her off and just
I have the whole list of films, which I don't. This week, yeah, those are the only 2 I say go see because
you might want to say it again since your intro played now.
Go see Avatar. Go see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Go see those 2 films. They're really good films.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. What we got cooking for tonight, folks? Y'all just all over the place.
Okay, guys. I just got to say something right quick.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So, an adult star turned data scientist reveals that she's had more sex than showers in 2022. She claims that she only took 37 showers in 2022.
Nasty mother.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
Who is it?
I don't know, but she's this chick right here.
I don't
That
know
chick.
who it is.
Her.
And people will just
we don't know who she is.
Horrible.
She's on
you
social
know
media.
people that have no problem running.
Out of 365
do you
days.
understand the magnitude of what she just said?
Yes.
She's only taking 30-something showers.
Yes.
That's literally
And
that
she's an
averages.
That's 1 month of showers.
That's 3 a
Who would
month.
do that?
30-something showers is 3 showers a month, roughly.
That's disgusting.
It's horrific. Horrific.
And you had how much sex?
A lot, clearly.
Ooh.
Maybe she takes bubble baths instead.
She's had more sex than showers in 2022, is what she said.
Maybe
She's a
she
porn
takes
star.
bubble
She's
baths
a
I
porn.
mean,
instead.
she
She
double
belongs to
dipping.
the streets.
She belonged to freaking sewage.
But you know what?
That part.
Somebody trying to cuff it. Somebody trying to cuff it. Ugh.
That's
a-
disgusting.
Somebody is trying to cuff it.
Yeah.
And
Just
she's
'cause
smiling too, like, I'm clean. No, you're not.
Nah, you ain't. Nah.
Yeah.
Does she count jumping in the pool and shit and all that as bathing? I wonder.
So if she jumped in the pool wouldn't be blue, it'd be gray.
I was walking in the rain. I got a shower today.
That counts. That counts. Oh, jeez. She
Does
belongs.
not, unless you got some soap in the rain, it don't count.
Shoot.
All right, so our topic tonight is why is our culture being led backwards by our so-called heroes or role models?
100%.
Okay, so when you ask that, you have to follow it up with examples.
R.
What
Kelly.
hero? What role model?
R. Kelly.
He wasn't my hero. Damn sure ain't my role model.
But he was. No,
But
no.
Hey, George's hero was Max Julian.
He was for some. He was for some. But my thing is this, and we, touched upon this earlier, but it seems like everything that's been done in the dark is now coming to light. And it's just showing you how the so-called heroes or role models who had been placed up on that pedestal, that pedestal is starting to topple and fall over because people are realizing they're just people.
The light in this case is social media.
Yeah, and people blabbing. I mean, that's going to be the rise and fall of a lot of people. You're right.
So do you think it's clout, or do you think they're just tired of holding these secrets in? And do you think we're going to see a lot of people come up missing here?
It's neither one of that. It's they was doing great with their secrets until social media exploded.
Yeah, it's like people are being made off being off. Here's the thing. I actually think a lot of information needs to come out. I think there are things that people knew, but it was such a small number that it didn't matter.
Let's let me give you a quick example of the mindset. And it caught me off guard when I did it. And then afterwards, I was like, damn, that was my first thought. So I'm on the job doing a network job on the plaza at a clothing store. I'm unloading my truck right there on Nichols and Baltimore, right smack dab in the middle of the plaza.
Why do I feel like I know where that is? That is so cool. I know something about Casey. Anyway, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I'm unloading my truck to start my gig with this job. And this car, and this is right before Christmas, like on the 23rd, or something like that. It's like the 23rd. So, and it's the plaza. So, everybody that makes 100,000 plus or 200,000 plus is down there shopping, regardless of the temperature. That's what rich folks do. And so it's packed. And this one car, what presumably started out to look like ran the red light, making a left turn, which I shortly found out it wasn't a left turn. It was a circle. He drove a complete circle in the intersection for 2 laps in front of oncoming traffic, 4 different directions. Made a circle, 2 laps, and then pulled up on the sidewalk. Got out the car. Proceeded to yell, scream, and cuss out nobody. She is going off. Apparently, she was having an episode.
It was a female?
Yeah, she kept saying something about
Oh.
being the tooth fairy.
Oh.
What?
Was she
And
drunk?
then she proceeded to peel off her clothing. Mind you, it is like, I don't know, it was like 12 degrees outside.
Oh, she was having a mental breakdown or something.
She peeled off her clothing and got butt naked in the center of the street in front of about 500 people, yelling and screaming about the tooth fairy.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's
My
sad.
first reaction was Facebook Live.
Did you do it? Did you do it?
Yeah.
I was
So to my point with the story,
I was like, where the fuck is this going?
social media has begun to train people to do things differently.
Yeah.
And that's why all these heroes are getting caught up, because the bullshit they used to get away with, there wasn't nobody to see it.
Well,
And the one motherfucker that did see it didn't have Facebook.
But that's not the issue. I don't think that's the issue. The bigger issue is, why is it that only in communities of color do we have to settle for heroes being athletes and entertainers? If you notice, it ain't a lot of Jewish people in sports. They own the companies and the teams. They don't fucking play. They own the networks, but some are in the movie, some are not. The point that I'm making is, why do we have to be relegated to just that to be our heroes? Why can't they don't? And again, the things that are perpetuated are not going to be positive on our behalf. So we're not painted in the light of, doctors and physicians, scientists, even though we are a percentage of it. I feel like the more glamorous occupations also are the more lethal, but that's what we look towards. We want to run, jump. Listen, we are naturally gifted people, but that doesn't have to be everything. It just doesn't. And I feel like it leads us down the wrong path, because if you want to know the truth, if you look in the past just year alone, let alone a couple, do you know how many rappers, whether y'all know them or not, because I don't either, everybody named Little or Young or something in the front, all of them, they getting snuffed a mile a minute. Little Pookie, Young so-and-so, these motherfuckers are dropping like flies.
It's true.
So the point that I make, if my kid came to me right now and said, I want to be a singer or a rapper, I would probably punch him in the teeth, because you're not going to live 3 years. Like, I feel bad, because why is it that we have to idolize someone on a team that's not owned by us, not really even run or coached by us? And so the heroes that we look to all do the same thing. And it's like, we got to change that respective narrative. But until we do, this is what you're going to see. And it just doubles over into, do you also realize all the people I just named that get killed, you know who they get killed by? Fucking people that look like them.
Mm-hmm.
White boys don't walk around smoking their own. And you ain't going to see Eminem get killed by white boys unless it's Limp Bizkit. You're not going to see. You like that, George? You're not going to see it, though. You're just not going to see these guys going to war and beefing like that with each other. They don't do that. We do that. And as much as I hate to quote Charleston White, I really do, because I'm still on the fence about it. He said it. He said, no, and these are his words, not mine. He said, no nigga out there is carrying a gun for nothing but to shoot another nigga. He was like, that's the truth. It's the truth. He's like, they don't carry a gun for any other reason. It ain't hunting. It ain't protection at home. It's to look for someone that looks like them to kill and take out. Nip was killed by black people. Dolph was killed by somebody that looks like him. All these other cats were killed by someone that was a contemporary or a peer or that looked like them. So why is it that we're trying to push our children to go that route? I just said earlier in the show that a black entertainer is more valuable to the industry dead than alive. Mike, Prince, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah. As soon as they die, the music skyrockets. It's like, what the hell?
We have
that we never listened to, and now we're listening to. So yeah.
Yeah, we have to change the narrative. But why do you think that is? Why don't we have the self-respect that we once had in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when we had more to struggle for? There was a whole lot more unity. And ever since we've gotten some of the things that our predecessors fought for, it seems like we've gotten lazier, more complacent, more entitled, and by far, in my opinion, softer. So I mean, that where is, where's the line drawn, or when do we take a stand? Because we have people to sit around all the time going, we just got to get together and do our own thing and blah blah blah. And I call bullshit, because we ain't gonna do it. The minute, and again, you got to look at the minute somebody says, "Come in my office," like, I'm gonna hit you with 100 million, but you got to get rid of all of them. You name one person that ain't gonna do it, who's coming from nothing, and I'll name you a liar.
For
It ain't
real.
gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a huge problem, and I mean, to some degree, what my man Terrell was talking about earlier, the whole we should go here. If we had somewhere that legitimately was our own, I would believe that it wouldn't be that issue. And I get what he's getting at. He's driving at when he says, "Hey, we should just go to Africa, go here, go there." Not that easy, because of what we're used to over here. And as much as I, love when I visit and things like that, you are going to make concessions if you do that. I know ain't no black person in America, not too many, are willing to make that concession. It's brothers that wouldn't go over there just because the internet drops from 5G to fucking 2.5 or 3G. They wouldn't go, and I'm not even joking. So therein lies the issue with the unity, ownership, and stuff like that. We don't take ownership. We actually don't have ownership of anything, not even ourselves. So I mean, what's the solutions? The answer, though, and I'm not talking about just an open-ended whatever. Like, how does that begin? And I think like anything, it's in the home. It's definitely in the home.
It is in the home, but it has to start way before. It has to start from when these kids are little, and you still have some kind of control over them. Instead of waiting until they start embarrassing you in public, you start nipping them freaking damn legs at the age of like 2, 3, 4, when they can't remember no more. Because I'm gonna tell you, I used to pop the shit on my baby legs when she was little, until the point where I would just look at her and she'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
PTSD, that motherfucker.
No, you can't even touch him today. Today you touch him, so some 911 shit. But it has to get back with, praying at the schools, and everybody getting involved, and the village taking over. Like, nah, you's one of us. We're not gonna let you get lost out here. It's a lot, but it starts from when you're little at home, and it starts from the parents. Because you see, the thing about it is that this thing goes way back. It doesn't just start from this kid is a teenager, they step out into the world, they start fucking up. It doesn't happen that way. It happens from home, from your mom telling you shit like, you ain't gonna be shit. You're gonna be just like your daddy. Your daddy did this. And you instilling all this craziness in this child's head, and now this child has to be forced to get out here in the world and try to become something when they've been told their entire life they ain't gonna never be nothing. So now they gotta prove a point. Then you got hateration, the ones that were told that they could do something, and they come around these circles. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess of a lot. But you just really gotta start really with the parenting, before they even have kids, to when they have kids, to catching them kids when they're little, to, it's a mindset change that has to take place with
So
parents.
what happens when you have babies that have babies?
That's a problem.
Hang on.
That's a bigger problem, because they think that the kid's saying, you know what, mommy, fuck you. They think that
It's
that is
okay.
cute. Oh,
I think that's okay.
Right, and then they start
I
flinging
wish
shit.
What?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Let me tell you something. My son said something crazy to me like that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled over on the middle of the highway coming from Higgsville. Well, for real, we was in Higginsville, Missouri, doing a bike show. And he said something crazy to me. I pulled over on the highway. He said, you got about 2 options right now. I'm about to whip your ass. You can get the fuck out this car and walk your ass home. Because that's where we at right now. If you ever say I ever, you form your lips. I'm telling you, we had one conversation in that car, and it ain't never happened again.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't never happened again. Got to make them understand.
Yes.
Got to make
We-
them
The
understand.
the
And
thing about it too is that the
you
kids
got
have to come from a place of respecting you when it comes to something like that, because they're gonna test you, but you gotta snap on their ass the minute they test you, because if you don't and you let it slide, you're done.
Now, what do you
and then the
do?
problem, and part of the problem is you got too many parents trying to be friends.
Yep. Yeah, I'll agree.
Yes.
Trying to be friends. You can't be your kid's friend.
But
Asia
what?
Cox, yes, baby.
But it's
Starts
also a
with
case of if you what do you do because the system's all out of whack. Now, again, I will go that route and say, a lot of it is systematic. So, you're pushing that rock uphill in some respects because it started even before a lot of us were here, and this has been going on for a long
yeah.
time. That being said, you still look. You can't make excuses. Listen, we can all come up with a reason why we're behind, behind the eight ball, but that's still an excuse. And so, because of that, you still have to figure out, okay, how are you going to still stay in the game? And if you have to deal with the fact that your 14 or 15-year-old child is actually bringing in income, it throws everything out of whack because they now feel like they have assumed a position in the role where they can be your contemporary. Because that happens a lot of times.
Yes, of
You
course
got
it does.
you got a 14-year-old selling drugs and he's helping keep the lights on. What can you say to that individual? Nothing. And see,
Well,
that creates a huge down spiral. What's up,
Yeah, but
CB?
you still have to put that shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about none of that shit, because I'm gonna still be like, look, you're gonna pay for the lights. That's all good. But at the end of the day, I'm still your mom, and I'm gonna still put my foot in your ass. Do not disrespect me because you making more money than I am. You still have to set the rule and stick to it and show out. If they show out, you got to show out on their ass. That's just
I
it.
don't-
Or we both going down. That's just how it's gonna be, and you gonna get out my house because I'm not gonna tolerate that bullshit. You teenager, you making that kind of money? Okay, bye. You got
well,
to go. There's only one of us gonna be up in here acting crazy, and I ain't getting arrested for nobody. So you gotta go.
Just talk, CB. Quit waiting for a break.
I know. Mimi ain't gonna shut the fuck up.
You want to wait till everybody be quiet for 3
Roger,
minutes.
you
Then
ain't
she
gonna
want
shut
to
up
start her
either. So go
sentence.
ahead, mama. Say
Just
what you
start
gotta say.
I
talking.
know
Shut
that.
up. Have a drink. Come on, let's have a drink.
Just start talking.
My TV talk.
Oh God.
oh God. What I was gonna say is that it seems that parents are not parenting these days. They look for the TV to babysit their children, the video games to babysit their children, because they don't want to be bothered with their kids. So to say that,
They shouldn't have been a parent then.
well, the thing is, just because you can make a baby doesn't mean you necessarily need to be the parent of that child. And that's the
What?
truth.
What? But you are. There's nothing you
Right.
can do once the child is
Nah,
here. Can't push
nah,
it back up in there. Can't make
nah.
it disappear.
Anybody can make a baby, but not everybody can be a parent.
That's
You
true.
know,
And after you make it, you gotta be it, or you gotta give it up, or something. But
exactly. You got to give it up. But
that's
then
where
there's
you're
so
at.
many unwanted children out there. They don't have enough places for those kids or anywhere for them to go.
Look, Asia Cox
So,
went deep with it. Negative
I know.
frequencies affecting the mind. Yes, baby, I am
Come on.
with you on that right there, honey. The baby
I
internalized
feel
mom's emotions and mental from the womb. That is true. I believe that to be true.
agreed, but it's harder to get a permit to hunt or fish or carry a gun or whatever than it is to actually have a kid. And sadly, that shouldn't be the nature of it. But like CB was just saying, too many people are, you got the first part of it down pat, the practice and the production, and then the parenting part just goes out the damn door once it gets difficult.
well,
And
kids don't come with instructions, as we all know. And
yeah,
some people, instead of trying to figure it out, they give up and they, turn to other stimulants to provide for their children. Like they will buy them things. Like you can have all the latest Jordans, but you can't hug your child. Or you can give them all the latest video games, but you can't hold a conversation with them to tell them, stay away from drugs and all this stuff. And a lot of parents, they don't do that. And then also with the way things are, where if you touch your child, you can end up in jail.
You know what part of that
Parents
is?
scared
You know what part of that is? Part of that's that that uncomfortable conversation.
Yes.
Uh-huh. But it also makes parents scared and just really cautious as far as how they approach their child. And these kids feel they have the upper hand. And technically they do. But some of them don't realize
your motherfucking ass.
I think you always have a
Bullshit.
number of parents that are like, nope, that ain't gonna be me. I wouldn't do that. So I guess for those of us who feel like that wouldn't be us is one thing, but for the ones who do feel like I can't have the police called on me,
I gotta put my hair up, y'all giving me
I
anxiety.
can't have this, that, and the third happening. I think it may go that route. I don't know that fear just like y'all don't, because I'll be honest with you. I think we all love our children, but you can use my phone to call them. Like, it's just I'm not going to be undermined in my own house.
Right.
But I feel like, unfortunately, for every one of us that feels like that, and again, hell, one of us could be lying for all that matters. You're not going to run over it. And maybe I know people play
911 for you.
There's a lot of factors.
And I'm about to beat the shit out of my kids, so y'all might want to head on over there. Just get that part on out the way.
Okay, so I guess to further that question, why do we think that is such an issue with our culture taking down the people that are supposed to be representing us? Do you realize that? Like, and I'm not saying that there aren't times when the government doesn't play its part, but I'm just talking about, let's look at the entertainers and the battles and the wars, East and West Coast and this and that. Why do you think that is still so prevalent? The minute one of us makes a step above, the very person that we profess to like, we love what they're doing, but then someone wants to take that person down. I'm trying to understand, are we that much crabs in a barrel that we can't stand to see one person ascend just a little bit?
That in our culture, we are a jealous people. It's always been that way. When you had the field workers and you had the house workers, there's always going to be that jealousy. That's just how it is. It's not right, but that's how it is. That's how it's always been. We don't like to see, from what I've seen, but from what I've seen, we don't. There are some who don't like to see others prosper. They don't. And it's a jealousy thing. And the thing is, that's why, unless we as a people can ever come together, things are not going to change.
Okay, they did say not in Vegas. The law says I can slap, kick, spit, punch, etc. to my child as long as I don't leave a bruise. I'm a huge proponent. Wait, hold on.
A huge proponent of corporal punishment.
Yeah, hell yes.
Me too. I would just give the twins a look, and they knew.
Facts, man.
Facts. That's why. That's why Roger moved to Las Vegas.
Hey, listen, it didn't matter in Missouri, but yeah, that's part of it. It didn't matter in Missouri. Listen, they are.
I can beat my kids. Oh shoot, I'm moving there.
But I'm gonna tell you something.
No, it ain't. Hey, everywhere I'm gonna be.
That spitting thing, I'm gonna say it, and I don't know who's watching the show, who's white, who's black, who's Indian, who's what, but I think that spitting thing is such a white thing because I can't see it happening in the black world. I can't see it because that's a sure death. That's a death right there. You spit on my face, you better run because I will catch a charge for spit. That has to be the most disrespectful thing that you can do to a human being is spit in their face.
Well, it kind of depends. We talked about the open hand slapping a man, so there's 1 and 1A.
Well, that's because some of them act like little bitches and they need to be slapped.
Well, either or. Yep. Hey, listen. We can talk. That's another discussion because I can agree with some of that too, but that's a whole different discussion one day. We'll have fun with that. I think more than anything though, just trying to figure out when can we start to make our kids not ashamed to have respectable occupations that don't involve showing your ass on OnlyFans, trying to get followers on social media like that. I know it's the way of the world now. You kind of have to roll with the punches and try to embrace the change, even if you don't care for it. But at the same time, if you can't instill in your kids some type of self-respect, none of this is going to go away. And there's help out there because guess what? the networks that we don't own have a particular agenda that they push. So when we're talking about it's social media, it's YouTube, it's all that. Yeah, but once again, you're the parent. You nip that shit at home. You control the content they see, and you don't have to worry about that.
Well, Roger, it starts from the home, and you're right, because you have a lot of these younger girls, right? These little teenagers that go to school that are bumping and grinding and doing all kinds of shit in their bedrooms on the phone because there's TikTok and all these other things going on. And my thing is, if you catch the shit, you pull the cell phone, you make it happen. You put the fear in their asses that if they decided they want to run away, they might just be sex trafficked, go off into another country and get all the dick that they're going to possibly get in their life. They ain't going to know what to do with themselves. They'll be all drugged up. They'll be all fucked up, and you don't want them in their ass again. So this is the thing. You just gotta have that uncomfortable conversation, and I'm all for the shits because at the end of the day, I've turned a lot of lives based on those type conversations because a lot of these girls don't know that stuff exists until you plant that seed in their brain. Like, baby, you're only 15. You're running away from home. This is the reality of what's really happening out there. If you decide that you want to jump in somebody's car and go off to Florida on a trip because you and your little friends gonna meet out there, and your friends ain't gonna be there, you're gonna be there by yourself, and this is what could happen. Just got to have that uncomfortable conversation. And that's just really the bottom line. And who's going to take the initiative to do that? A parent that's scared of their kids? Right. No, it's going to take somebody like me to come to their damn house and be like, look, mama, let's have a seat. What's going on?
But you know what? Here's what's crazy about that. That just means someone's kid is going to have respect for someone outside the house. I'm there. And again, this is me, which I don't have an issue. Mm-hmm. Why would you ever want your child to be fearful or respect another person more than you? And I know it happens because people go, you ever heard that? I'm gonna call auntie. Oh, I'm gonna call papa on you. I'm gonna call so and so.
Why though? You know why? Because this is the thing. Kids are very used to the voice of their parents, which they don't want to fucking listen to no goddamn way. Because this is the thing. I could tell my daughter, look, mama, if you walk out that door, there's a possibility that you might get snatched. But until somebody else says it, because they almost got snatched, it's like, then auntie such and such came in and said, you know what? You could have gotten snatched when you went out the door. Oh, mommy, you know what? You was right. Guess what auntie told me last week? She said that if I went out the door, I could have gotten snatched. I'm like, I've been telling you that for 5 months. Why are you listening to me?
I understand that. The difference is if you walk out the door and I tell you not to walk out the door, you won't be able to come back in because the lock's going to be changed.
Yeah, no, of course.
I don't bluff. I don't bluff with my children.
You asked a question and I'm answering. I'm just saying that's what happens.
Yeah, for sure. As adults,
the kids are so used to listening to our voices that it will take another voice for them to be like, okay. Sometimes it might take the rude awakening of something almost happening to them for them to be like, oh shit, should I tell daddy that this shit just almost happened to me when he told me last week not to do it?
They suddenly remember then.
There's a fear factor.
They suddenly remember then.
Your ass crazy.
I mean, look at it is what it is, but I'm just trying to,
But maybe they come after the fact and be like, Daddy, so you told me last week not to do this, but I did it and something almost happened, and I'm so glad that that I had your voice in my head. I just thought I'd share it with you.
Yeah, my kids hate telling me I'm right, even though I normally am. So I get it. Most people I know hate that. I'm fine with that. But I don't know. It just makes me wonder, like, why we have degenerated so far. Like that's all we have, Like it is. You would have loved for more people to say, okay, I want to represent like, this particular doctor, but that's not what gets pushed.
Yes.
In the world, that's not what gets pushed. What gets pushed is Lamar Odom and the Kardashian, Kanye and his Kardashian. That's what gets pushed. And that's very deliberate. And I wish that our parents understood that and made our children understand, like you realize, like they want you to see like one specific view of us, which is why people from different countries think we're so violent over here. I've been told in different countries, like, you guys, all you do is you're like the wild, wild west. You kill each other, which is true to some degree, but you know what I mean? Like they don't think black people are intelligent. They don't think we're inventors. They don't think we're scientists because they think we're gangbangers on TVs having shootouts every day because that's what gets pushed. Yeah. We've got to figure out a way to change that. And that's hard without ownership. And by ownership, I mean in a broad spectrum. Without ownership, we can't change any of these narratives.
So So I need to address something right quick because I'm looking at Aegis Cox's message, right? And it says, cuz that's not just how it is. This is handed down in the DNA, of course. But again, when we know what knowledge what knowledge of self is, that doesn't happen. And then Asia came back and said knowledge of self, which I am totally with you on that. But this is the thing, Asia. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing the shit right. The thing about this whole thing is when you say that, I get it. It takes a long time for people to get to that self-worth part. And I'm saying that from experience because growing up is one thing. You're being told this, you're being told that, you're being told what you're gonna be, what you're not gonna be, what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do, and all of a sudden you get out here and it's all a matter of experiences. Then you have to go through all this experiencing shit to realize, okay, you know what? This is the thing. I'm the shit. I'm that chick. Da 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 da. And it takes a while to get to that point to where you're talking about, which of course, knowledge of self. It takes people a long time. Some people don't make it to the knowledge of self. They die, they get killed, something happens because, while you're even working on yourself, things like this happen. So I respect what you're saying, but at the same time, there is that period in between that shit just gets absolutely crazy, and you got to go through all the ups and downs before you catch yourself and hey, I'm worthy of this, I'm worthy of that. I've been told I could do this, whereas I've been told my whole life I couldn't do it. I'm going to jump out and do this. I'm stepping out in faith. You find God, you find yourself, you find Jesus, you find this whole spiritual lifestyle now that you're just like, okay, this is the way that I'm going, and I'm going to take everybody, as much people as I can with me, but kumbaya, it's just, yeah. Anyway, bang, bang. Y'all lit.
Kumbaya. This
to kick off the year, I'm listening and learning. Blessings. I said it. Hey, let's say it. What's up? Boop, boop.
But you know what? Once again, it goes back to where you come from, because if you, like you were saying, and I don't know anything about that. I know people that have grown up being dumped on and told you're never going to be shit. You're going to be worthless. But I know nothing about that. I will not pretend I do, because I grew up the opposite. Even though we didn't have a lot, the positive reinforcement came in waves. It was constantly, yes, you are good enough. You're going to be, and so that, but it's not about this false bullshit. And let me just stop right here, because I know somebody out there in the world ain't going to like what I'm about to say, but get over it. That whole, you're a dime, you're the best. I don't like false bullshit. That whole speaking, I know people say that, but see, there's a difference between self-affirmation and just blowing smoke up your own ass because you want to believe that you're the best when you haven't done any work to deserve it. So let's get that straight. What I mean by that is you put things into practice until they become second nature.
So you don't think that's just like waking up and opening your eyes to the universe and like, I'm great. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tackle this day.
If you set out to do it, yes. But too many people sit at home in the corner or on the corner in the street and go, dog, I'm a boss, I'm the shit, and they're doing nothing. If you wake up and go, today's going to be great, and then you go out there and actively make it great, 100%. But 90% of people get up and say, I'm the greatest, and they don't do shit else, and that was it for the day. I think that's fake, and you can't bullshit yourself in the universe. So there's a difference in that. I agree with.
Let me tell you something. And the way the universe is set up, honey, that shit will.
Yeah, I'm all about self affirmation like a big dog. But the thing is, you have to believe it, but you have to come from it goes right back to what we were talking about. If that's not instilled in you, how do you get that? You have to find some way to get it. So, that's my point. My point was my folks never said anything about wanting to be anything other than,
I'm loving Asia. I'm so sorry. I hate cutting you off. But I just love this right here. There are no mistakes, only learning curves. This is why we are here, to figure it out. If you die before, then you're coming back until you get it. You know what this means to me, Asia? Like, you've been through some shit. We need to have a conversation. We need to get you on the show. We need to find out what the hell is going on with Asia, because, honey, you've been through something. You've been through something, honey. We need to have a conversation. I want to hear your voice.
Right, G. Oh God.
Hey, I'm just saying. There's a whole lot of motivation going on. I'm loving it.
Yeah, everybody's got a story.
Everybody got a story. We gotta know what the story is. I like stories. I like ugliness. I like love.
Now, my thing is, if you keep making the same mistake twice, more fool you.
And you better not.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes. And that's when you go,
boop. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. So anyway, all that to say, listen, promote and push your children. But damn, give them options, people. I know it's tough, but this time in history, it's too easy to do anything. It ain't shit that you can't do.
That's right.
Like back in the day, you know what? I've heard stories about when women couldn't do anything but be cheerleaders. Women's sports didn't really exist, and then all of a sudden you got sports and things like that. So now you have professional. Look at all that. So everything comes into its own. But at the same time, come on, like give your kids options.
Like women flag football. Tell me you guys are not fans of that.
No, you talking about NFL. No, I know what you're talking about. Hell yeah.
I said, yes, of course. All the little sexy shorts and shit, and they walk around in their flags and shit. And,
No, they play full on tackle. You ever heard it's tackle. They go hard.
Yeah. But I think it's awesome. See, we're evolving.
Yeah, listen, I'm a huge fan.
We're just doing something different. We're just, we're just adding on to all that good love. Y'all could run around in y'all freaking Spanx and shit on the field and shit with y'all tight pants and bending over and all that shit.
Listen to me, listen to
Hey, that's part of the game.
Oh shit. Shit talking about y'all can run on your little tight little pants. Look at that. She ain't said shit about the plays or the position. Like, look, y'all can have your little tight pants on, and if you take your shirt off at halftime, it's okay with me.
Some are juicier than others, and it's okay because the line guys, the guys up front, they gotta be like big, like But there's those other guys that got their little abs and shit. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We got something to look at. Y'all gotta have something to look at too.
You don't know dick about football, but I ain't mad at you. Oh God. It takes all types, man. It takes all types.
Hey, don't mess with me, okay? I'm not here for my looks.
Listen, I would neither confirm nor deny. I've signed an autograph or two in my day and had my shirt off back in the good old days.
Oh Lord.
Hey, listen, don't hate. I was young. I needed the money.
No, this
right here. Oh, okay. It's your cousin, honey. It's your cousin is in the building. See, that's what we need to know.
God,
family. See, that's why.
Oh, you were cool with me until then, cuz. Now you got light skin energy up in here.
See, that's what's going on.
Speaking of my favorite beige people, I got to shout out Diane. We kicked it in Houston for a hot minute, so I got to shout my girl out. We kicked it.
That was amazing.
I tried to get her drunk. I tried. But I had somewhere to go. So, we had a good time. We had a good conversation. We had a good time.
What happened? She out drink you?
Hell, nah. They had to drive home, and me and my boy had somewhere to cut to. So I was being good. But I was about to try to get up and start fucking Zydecoing or something on me. I was like, oh, I said I ain't ready.
Yes, she loves Zydeco. She's so good.
She gonna do some Louisiana voodoo on me and shit. I was like, Joey, I said I had to go because I saw it, dog. I think she pulled some dust out of here, and I knew I was in trouble, nigga. With chicken foot or something.
No.
What?
It was. I was all too glad. I'm so glad we got to do it. Like I said, it's always good to run.
That's sweet. That is so
Texas
sweet.
mojo on you.
Yeah, man. I was like, let me go on and jump up in this big old. I had some big ass vehicle, but I was like, no, it was really cool though. It was great to catch up. It was. So, got a cheers out to my lady.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She got great energy. That's what I love. She's got really good energy. So I dig that. Yeah, I dig that.
That's nothing but love. We gotta get Auntie Wanda on the show. Is it Auntie Wanda? Is it Wanda?
Yeah.
Yeah,
honey. We gotta do Auntie Wanda segment, honey. She need a whole little segment all on her own. She'll turn that shit up. 15 minutes of Wanda.
I know.
That's scary. That's scary.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing though. I fell in love, honey. I was like, oh yeah, we gotta get Auntie and her hubby on the show. They're off the chain. Auntie Wanda is off the freaking chain. I can't wait to get back to KC.
It seemed like all of y'all. It seemed like all of y'all family is a little bit y'all wilding out. I said, oh boy, it's gonna be like that.
Oh man,
great time, moms is
here. You understand them pool women.
Well, clearly I'm starting to get an idea of it. So you know what I'm saying.
Woo boy.
Mhm.
Oh, I do.
That's a lot of beige. It's a bunch of bees in there. With
No,
pool
all I can
women.
do is tell you to look out for them pool women. That's all I can say.
Beige with big boobs and
beautification.
So Roger haven't met Aunt Wanda.
Apparently not.
Oh, you will fall in love, honey. I'm telling you now that thing, honey, she is fire. She is so much fire. She's amazing fire, man. That's a whole segment.
All of them are let me tell you something. Every last one of them sisters are a different flame of fire.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
Everyone.
I promise you, they're all a different flame of fire.
Every last
one of them.
Man, well, nigga, what kind of witchcraft I got going on in your family? Different flames of fire and shit like that.
She would say everything that nobody wants to talk about, and that's what we need.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Tell her, trust me on that. I'm here for it.
You know another one that'll do it too, though? But she just do it in a different mannerism. Our auntie that live right down the street from you.
From who?
Aunt Diane. She'll cut it loose on you.
No, I'm here for it. Like I said,
cut it loose on you. She live in Buckhead.
Listen,
I need to go look for Aunt Diane.
I'm darker than y'all, so it's hard to make me turn red. Shit,
y'all need to send me her phone number so I can call her so we can hook up because I need to see her. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to see her. I'm right here.
Yes, she is, Toy. Totally.
Ooh, Auntie Wanda is a beast. Yes, honey. Auntie Wanda, I was like, you know what? That's my go-to right there. When I go back to KC, I gotta visit that house again because yeah, baby. We gotta spend the day and cook something.
I guess. I should probably get my ticket, huh? Since y'all gonna be there.
Wait a minute. And Diane lives in Houston. What do you mean Buckhead?
He said Aunt Wanda lives in Buckhead.
No, Aunt Wanda lives in
Kansas. Oh, I mean Aunt Joyce.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Look, that just proves it's too damn
many. We was talking about Diane Joyce.
That's okay.
Lives in Buckhead.
I need to get with Joyce. There's no reason why I should.
Hey, see, you know, listen.
It's 7 of us.
I need y'all out there to understand. This is what drinking wine does to people. See, people think wine is safe, and like I said, you see, these on the Brady Bunch. You see these two up there. That's what wine does.
I am completely sober, thank you.
You ain't. I didn't say you was drinking wine, did I? I'm talking about the two communicates over here. Right.
What happened was.
I'm drinking eggnog brandy. Thank you.
That's just as bad.
It's delicious, though.
That's the reason why you're being so almost quiet. You're over there almost quiet, incognito in the corner like you always do. When you start to get a little nice, you be like, let me just step back, son, because I'm going to say some shit.
What you need to do is put that eggnog with your coffee in the morning and then put in a little Jack Daniels to go with it. And then you'll be straight.
No, then she don't need to be driving going on. Well, you're not driving going on.
That's not my problem. I take care of one part of this only. That's not my problem. I'm just trying to get you right. I know how I start my day.
Okay.
All right.
That starts my day.
It's getting about that time.
Now it's time to say
about that time.
Ew. CB and the boys radio show.
Damn shame.
Got a corner left.
We all got a corner left. Show your corners.
Yeah.
No,
what you got, Roger? Show your damn corner.
I got a whole bottle. I ain't going crazy like that.
Oh, you got a corner in a cup.
I got a whole nother bottle.
There you go.
I have Moscato downstairs.
Which one?
Pink Moscato.
Oh. Anyway. It don't count if it's not on set.
I don't know if it was or not. Ari got it, so I don't know if it was or not.
Mom handles business. These sisters don't take any mess.
That's right. That is
Honey,
so true.
I believe that because it was just so beautiful to go over by Auntie Wanda, and then we get in there,
Talk
and
is
the
sweet. Talk
conversation
is
is all
sweet.
sweet, and all of a sudden Auntie Wanda just said some things, honey, and I was like, "Yeah, Auntie, say it."
I was in there like,
Oh, look,
Yes.
Way too
look,
excited.
they,
And then of
they,
course,
they are all one. Hey,
George mommy
let
and
me tell you
daddy,
something.
they're so sweet over there.
They are all wonderful until you get all 7 of them in the same room.
oh
That
my
is
God.
6'2"
Run.
fucking. God damn.
Run.
Oh,
Man.
listen. What your
That's like putting,
grandfather? Your
that's like
grandfather.
putting 7
And
bulls in the
it's
same pen.
always Auntie Wanda who jumps it off. That's the crazy part.
She the pop off.
Oh my God.
I love it.
She's the pot stirrer. She likes to stir the pot. And she is good at stirring the pot. She'll
So
bring up shit that happened when they were
yeah.
kids in the 70s and 60s. And it's like,
And this is the thing, because my mom is the very same way, right? So there's just some things that they just don't get over, and they feel like, okay, I am now in a place where I have a voice, and I'm going to say what the hell I gotta say, and it might happen 50 years later, and it's okay.
Right.
Think about it.
Why is that? Why is that that people do
with
that?
someone arguing with themselves because everybody else is like, whatever. We ain't paying her no never mind. And she's just going off for no reason and just thinking
Aw.
about stuff that happened.
Is that why people do that when they close to Jesus? Don't do that shit then. You ain't trying to earn brownie points with Jesus. Don't do that shit. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Okay, so they did say I miss the happy hours after party you guys used to do. Maybe that can be done on Facebook or something after the show stops taping.
Yeah,
I'd like to be happy for an hour.
Have fun at the after show. We
First,
had so much fun.
first of all, JJ, it can happen right on here on this platform. That's where we always did it.
Yeah,
That's how we do
But
it.
yeah.
unfortunately, I got to be up in a few hours.
Nigga, your eyes closed right now.
So
And that's
the
what's
next
been
after
happening.
show the next after show you're gonna see it. I can guarantee you it's gonna be after this one.
Mhm.
It won't be tonight. It won't be
Way
this morning.
after.
George
According
need to
to my
have-
time, because I happen to be the one who's up the latest right now. It's just almost 1 o'clock in the morning, my time. So
George need to have a seat. He needs to
Yeah.
have a seat.
folks got to get their rest, honey. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna bring it back, JJ. Okay?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
At some point.
After the show was the after party, and after the party, I'm the Chris. I Fiesta.
You suck.
I know, right?
I'm trying to roll with you.
I do.
The melody was a little.
I didn't know the rest. You listen. I don't know the rest.
Oh gosh.
That was
Okay,
it.
guys. So anyway, before the BTS kicks in,
How?
before that moment kicks in, because it's
Ain't gonna be no
2023, we don't know
BTS.
what we're about to get. I'm gonna say from right now because I know that I am super nice right now.
Mm-hmm.
One love, God bless. I am so glad that you are all here for 2023. We're about to have a fantabulous year.
Yes.
Next month, Casey. So I'm all ready for it. Roger is always happy. No, Roger is always.
Listen.
He's something, all right.
Rogers, I'm cool. The other side of the pillow. God damn it, that's what I am. Don't worry about it.
You know what? He's full of shit. You just can't see. Yeah, I am. Damn. He's so full of himself. Yes, he is, sweetheart. He is always happy. We love that. We are always trying to keep ourselves happy, motivated, and lifted up because, it's so much shit out here. So at the
There's
end
too
of the
many
day,
angry people out here. It's too many angry people out here. Listen,
yes.
shit, even on bad days, I enjoy being me. I don't give a rat's ass for other people. When they mad about nothing. They be mad about nothing.
Anybody got a problem with it?
Whoa.
Whoa, baby.
That part.
FR.
Whoa.
Whoa, we ain't playing with it. Snap
Right.
it.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Anyway, so one love. God bless. It's been really good, great, guys.
I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it.
I was too.
You know I was about to do it, George. I'm about to do it.
All the fingers. The fingers.
My mouse is on it right now.
I'm about to do it, dog. I'm about to do it. Woo. Ooh, no.
Split second shift, sis. No, not for 2023. Do not.
Get out of
JJ,
here,
look, okay, so it's a whole lot. So, JJ, Jessica, thank you for coming through. TD, thank you for coming through. I said it. Asia, look, Toy, yes. All y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys are amazing. And look, come back next week and bring somebody with you because we got some things going on next week. I'm about to do something different next week. I'm about to do a little giveaway next week just because I'm feeling that type
you
of way.
Bring somebody with you. I think, oh, shit, we doing the group thing now. Oh, shit.
Groups are good. So I'm about to do something real strange next week, Wednesday. So y'all bring somebody because I got something going on. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
The hell
exactly. Y'all ain't got to know. It's a secret. It's not my A thing. Y'all won't understand. Boy, take that alien out of here.
We should play Jeopardy next week. That'll be fun.
We're going to play something next week.
Listen, y'all better get these damn videos. I don't give a shit about the games, but you get my videos first, and then we'll talk about it.
Yes.
Hey, listen, first person gets a black eye by their own breasts to get a prize. I'm just
that would be me.
Yes.
Get it, see it, write it down.
That's right. For those of you on the show and not on the show, I want y'all to do this. There is the 100 jump rope challenge. Get a jump rope. Speak one time, or 5 times, or 20 times, or 100 times. How many other times you could jump? Video yourself and send it to george@cbandtheboys.org. We're about to send you something, okay? And it ain't gonna be no damn jump rope. You already got one.
It's gonna be a rope.
It's gonna be a ropeless jump rope.
Yeah, hey, they gonna be cold with it.
All right, did everybody say their goodbyes? Because it leaves me like 3 minutes to say that.
Yeah, we go. George gonna cut everybody off, so yeah.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
Yeah.
All right, and here we go. Thank you so much for rocking with us today. You have been wonderful. Thank you for being with us for our first show of the 2023 new year. We love you. We appreciate you. We come to you every Wednesday as your Midweek Motivator, giving you music, laughter, motivation, conversation, and a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you got that tonight. But sadly, our time is done. Now, we also need you to like us and subscribe. In order for us to do more, bring you more, we need you to like us and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Also, I'm losing my voice here. Also, we are coming up on our 100th episode in February, and we'll all be in Kansas City, so look forward to that. But before that, and let me be brief, we need you guys to like us and subscribe. And when you do that, when we get to our 1,000th subscriber, so we need 1,000 subscribers in order to do more and bring you more. So like when you like us and subscribe, once we reach our next milestone, which will be
250,
our 250th subscriber, then you're going to get a prize. Somebody will randomly pick someone to get a prize. So just like us and subscribe. Once you do that, leave in the comments that you've done it, or you can email us at george@cbandtheboys.org and just let us know that you have done so, and we will make sure that your name goes into the raffle. But anyway, we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much for joining us. This is CB signing off, and we're out. Woo!